let me tell you more about the guy. The guy who demanded I take my mask off. Um, he was not on my list. I was knocking his next door neighbor's house. He was not on my list. But here's one of the common things. One of the common things that I am finding about these anti-mask people who don't believe in science is first they use the whole, and I've seen this on other topics too, which I can go back to the article I wrote about standing next to Jim Gilchrist at an Aliso Viejo City Council meeting. Very similar tactics of trying to use bully mentality of why are you living in fear? Stuff like that, right? You shouldn't, you shouldn't behave this way because this is obviously not the normal way to behave, like to wear a mask and protect yourself. He also was telling me I should just do yoga. Why is it that all of these anti-mask motherfuckers are into yoga? What's up with that? Like, I've done yoga before. I had no idea that so many yoga enthusiasts were also hardcore conservatives who don't believe in science. That is so bizarre to me. But one of the strangest things about this dude was he was like sitting in a chair on his driveway. I don't know why. But it was like really, if you looked at my video from earlier, it was foggy still. It was very foggy still, and it was cool. And I had a sweatshirt on. Now I have even more on because it's even colder now. He was out there in like boxer briefs. He's sitting there in boxer briefs, and it looked like he had tumors under his underwear. Like there were some very misplaced large lumps under his underwear. And dude was talking about herbal medicine and, if it's your time to go, it's your time to go. These are the folks who are out there spreading it and killing people. You still have to wear a mask, even if you're vaccinated. He did say he got one shot. He said he got one shot, and that's all he would do. So at least he has some level of protection, but it probably doesn't matter anymore because of the new variants. He's definitely at more risk than somebody who has 3 shots. He's definitely more at risk than somebody who wears masks. But yeah, he kept me there for a while, and I just, I wanted to be polite about the situation, but also leave the situation, but also not be too obvious that I needed to leave the situation because he was a lot bigger than me. He was a lot bigger than me. And when people are demanding like that, you don't know if they're going to follow you down the street. You simply don't know if they're going to follow you down the street. So I just said, well, it's safety protocol. It makes people feel more comfortable. A lot of people feel more comfortable when I approach the door, if I have a mask on. This is what I say to all of these anti-mask motherfuckers when they do this to me. It's our safety protocol, and it makes a lot of people feel comfortable if I'm wearing a mask. I'm not going to go into the details of why you're stupid. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go into the details of how you're doing exactly the same thing that killed thousands of people during the Spanish flu. Like, how? All right, so there was something clearly wrong with his body. I think he had tumors. There was something going on with that guy, and he was just weird, really weird. But, when they do that, they all do that too. And half of the time, pretty much every time somebody does that, it always seems to be an older, obese person. Oh, really? You're doing yoga? You're doing yoga? What kind of yoga are you doing, dude? I don't believe that for a second. You're not doing yoga. So, yeah, that was the weird one. It was tough turf today. I actually had to switch turf in the last couple hours, and I finally started getting some signatures on the new turf. Thank goodness, man. I only had like 2 signatures per ballot, per petition by the time I went into my meal break. I finally started getting them on the new turf. That was tough turf. Anyway, we'll keep plugging away.